Here, God.
Welcome to the Vault XL. Thank you all for joining me on this Sunday evening. This is a two-part live pertaining to two Detroit rappers and their friend were found abandoned in a Highland Park apartment building. The second part of this live is pertaining to Vincent Jones, 64 years of age, Knoxville, Tennessee, arrested for fake goods. Who told it? Did somebody tell, or was this an undercover operation? I have four guests joining me. Well, three guests. Well, yes, I got four. King Jizzle, Mo Nasty, and ILM Entertainment.
What it do?
Let's start with Mr. Jones.
And Amelia things.
Okay, Miss Amelia. Okay, Miss Amelia.
Amelia.
You want me to let everybody know that? Okay, that's fine. Okay. Counterfeit goods investigation in Knox County. WATE is the source. Thank you for joining me.
Here at 6 o'clock, we are getting answers about a search warrant that was executed at an East Knox County business. Our cameras capturing this scene yesterday. We now know why. The Knox County Sheriff's Office tells us investigators were searching Brittany's purses and accessories because of reports that it was selling counterfeit goods. And court records specify those items included names like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and Nike. Brittany's is operated by Vincent Jones. He is charged with the use of counterfeit marks or logos of $250,000 or more. By the way, we're told detectives served a similar search warrant at the same location back in 2018 for food stamp fraud and criminal simulation.
All right, everybody, that's WATE News. Vincent Jones, 64 years of age. He has a prior arrest for food stamp fraud back in 2018. I don't really know what that's about, but I'm going to read you the article and then I'm going to let my guests weigh in on the said information. Thank you all so much for joining me. All righty. 1 second, please. Go here. Wait 1 second. Up here. Okay. Gotta find it. I got it hidden. Too many apps. 1 second, guys. Okay, here it is. If you need verification for the information, WATE News 6 is the source. Over $250,000 of counterfeit clothing seized from Knoxville store. A Knoxville man is facing charges, including money laundering, after officers conducted a search of a clothing store, according to the Knox County Sheriff's Office. A spokesperson for the Sheriff's Office said that on Tuesday, January 31st, detectives with the Office Organized Retail Crime Unit, Narcotics Unit, Property Crimes Unit searched Brittany's purse and accessories located at 2352 Martin Luther King Drive Avenue. The store is operated by Vincent Jones, 64 of Knoxville. Spokesperson Kimberly Glenn said, according to Glenn, the search was conducted because of complaints that Jones was selling counterfeit items considered intellectual property, which is a similar search that was conducted in 2018 on the same location. The 2018 search was for food stamp fraud, criminal simulation, and computer offenses, Glenn said. The investigation into this case appears has been taking place since 2021. According to documents in the Knox County Court System's records, the General Sessions docket stating the charges against Jones say that undercover detectives purchased a Gucci shirt and a Louis Vuitton face mask that were believed to be fake from the store on March 4th, 2021. Detectives then sent pictures to the victims who confirmed that the items were counterfeit. The narratives in the docket state that on December 9th, 2022, the victim went to the store and observed several counterfeit and trademark labeled items being offered for sale, and they also bought an $85 Nike labeled jumpsuit from the store. Allegedly, Jones did not add sales tax or provide a receipt, and he conducted the cash transaction from a large amount of money that was in his pocket. The records state that pictures and evidence were then sent to a trademark representative for the respective company, who then stated that the apparel was counterfeit. According to the dockets, the victim told detectives that they had recovered over $250,000 in counterfeit merchandise. Today, Mr. Jones was found to be operating the same business and selling similar items. The sale and purchase of these items not only affect the brand name's reputation, but have far-reaching impacts on lost profits, forced labor, human trafficking, and health concerns, because the products are often poorly made or manufactured using dangerous or toxic chemicals and materials. Jones is charged with deceptive business practices, use of counterfeit mark logo, and money laundering. A preliminary hearing has been scheduled for February 17th. WATE News is the source. Who would like to go first in their commentary? Mo Nasty, you want to go first?
I can. Yeah. So with that, obviously, I feel like somebody said something about it. Same thing happened a couple years ago, and then it is right here on Martin Luther King, right around the corner for me. But honestly, that's a little that's something that's going on. Anyways, that's something that's going on, and
that's your personal opinion. Do you think it's a big deal to sell fake goods?
I don't only because goods, whether they fake or real, are going to be sold regardless. Somebody being caught, somebody being told doing it is different. Everybody's trying to find a way to make some kind of money, and some people can't really. Yeah, some people can't really. I don't, because some people can't really match it with everybody else. So I don't. I can't. You know what I mean?
King Jizzle? King Jizzle, what's your opinion? I don't know if he can hear me or not.
I'm texting him right now.
Okay, yeah.
Well, just let him speak on it first, and then we'll come back to King Jizzle.
I chime in right now.
Okay, thank you.
My opinion, personally, I feel like it's a target against our people. You know what I mean? Because you got the other kind that's going out there stealing fish out the sea, selling it to us. You know what I mean? They stealing waters from whales and waters from oceans.
Oh no, he didn't say the fish from the sea. I'm dead. Not the fish. You gonna take it back to the biblical days?
Yeah, you know they.
Damn. I'm done. I'll go ahead and finish. Said the damn fish.
But I always like it's a problem when we do it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's okay when we do it and not to that level. It's when it become a profitable business for somebody, or they feel like somebody is actually getting too ahead of themselves with this. But they us day in and day out.
Okay.
You can go into this grocery store right now and buy some shriveled up lettuce for $10. That's highway robbery.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that these companies ain't saying that it's fake lettuce once it's in the grocery store. You know what I mean? Like, man, that stuff counterfeit. That ain't real lettuce. It wouldn't even look like it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you don't feel like it's a big deal him selling the counterfeit goods or anybody selling counterfeit goods?
Nah. If you want to blame anybody, blame Gucci for allowing the people that he basically, this man ain't in China telling him to make his clothes. Why is he charged? It's just another way to bring a black man down.
Okay.
See, white people doing it all the time. I mean, the other color doing it all the time, and it ain't no problem. You know what I mean? When our people do it, it end up being an issue because it possible. A lot of our people can't afford that kind of stuff. So
yeah, because they're expensive
in our neighborhood.
Amelia?
I mean, I definitely agree with him and Mo Nasty. Like, I just feel like it's going to sell, so why make it a big deal? Like, you know, regardless, fake or not, it's going to sell.
Okay. So you don't think it's hurting Gucci, Prada, all those people who actually bank on making that money off their goods, and people around here manufacturing it in China, other countries, and selling it to the poor man, they're losing money.
No, because the poor people can't afford it anyways.
Okay.
And the poor people want to look like they want to look successful. They want to feel.
I hear you.
I mean, they want to feel important, so they're gonna go out here and buy the off goods.
Okay.
Buy
Okay.
Wow.
It ain't stopping Susie from down the street going.
Yeah, it ain't gonna stop them from. No, they're
well, and we've learned that all walks of life purchase the knockoff brands, and some people don't probably know that they're real or not, because we do have some, green people, gullible people who don't realize, okay, I'm at the trunk of somebody's car and not thinking, that, hey, this really ain't no real Gucci bag. But there are people who don't know that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's go here. Go ahead, Monasty.
I mean, honestly, you could take that to really anything. That could be as well as internet. You had Comcast and you had Knowledge. You had with cell phones, you got T-Mobile, and you got what is that? Metro PCS. Like it's all types of things. There's a way for people to have the same exact thing, just don't cost as much. That's how Cricket got around.
But,
you know what I mean?
Really, it's copyrighted. That's not the same, though, Monasty. Now, that's not the same. Because you went to a cheaper brand to get Wi-Fi versus it's just somebody else offering a product of the internet. Because in the end, you got to say, well, then who owns the internet? Who's going to claim the internet solely?
I get what you're saying, though. You're just saying like a low base.
Because in the end, let's be truthful now.
What you're saying, no,
we understand. We all understand the hustle.
It's not similar.
Yeah, because right now, one of you started a brand and you got it licensed. Let's go there.
Oh yeah.
You would not want to know that somebody else was pushing your brand somewhere else and making money, right?
Right.
Well, you got to look at it like this. The mix.
Okay. That's what I was getting.
Federal for selling what they call underground mixtapes, but in our this boosted almost half of the industry, what we call legends, like Gucci Mane. If it weren't for the mixtape era, what they call music, these artists wouldn't even exist.
Okay.
I mean, LimeWire. You guys remember LimeWire?
Mary says, I agree. I'm white and I can't afford to buy name brand, so I would be it. Let's go here. Should he do time? Should he or anybody do time for selling the goods? Because in the end, let's go here. It's just like the hustle on the street. You're going to get high whether you buy it from me or not, correct?
Right.
So it's made in China, Mexico, India. So that means if you want to go for this person here, why not check the people who are manufacturing the goods?
Right.
Because the goods didn't just walk over here on their own.
They didn't find no people throwing stuff in his building.
Yeah, and I found that interesting when they threw in the human trafficking. I thought, wow, y'all really going down there, forced labor. Who's he forcing to labor?
I told you.
It's just a way for them, like I said, to tear us down furthermore, because it's a person of other doing what they said is quote unquote illegal.
Okay. What's the punishment?
Drugs. They get drugs over here on boats and planes every day. We don't got boats and planes, but who get convicted? We do.
Right.
I don't think he should go to jail because I feel like me. Yeah, I wear the real stuff, but at the same time, I can't lie and make it like I wouldn't sell it. I'm a hustler. I get money.
Okay.
I would do that, and I would go to jail.
Okay. King Jizzle, should he go to jail?
Nah, he shouldn't go to jail.
Okay. Monasty?
I don't think he should go to jail.
Okay.
Nah.
So guess what? This is his hustle, but the hustle is no longer got to find a new hustle if you don't do a lot of time in prison.
I mean, he already got caught, so he'll eventually have to do something else. But
something else. If he don't get a prison term, do you think he'll get a prison term or just a fine?
I think he will. No, I think so. That's the thing. I think he will get a prison time, but I don't think he should. That's the thing. It depends on who's if it's his peers that's doing it, he may not get one. You know what I mean? Because judgment is supposed to be judged by jury.
Well, let's go here. Who told it? Because I don't believe Nike was walking around with a representative and walked into that store.
Your own community.
A hater. A hater.
A hater told it. King
A
Jizzle.
hater.
Because somebody was in there to buy them poor goods.
Yeah, King Jizzle, who told it?
He said, who told it? Didn't he sound right? Hey, we street.
King too quiet.
Hey, we don't know.
You know, I'm not asking you for real who told it, but you understand what I'm saying. I don't think it was a representative from Nike. That's the point I'm making. I don't think Nike was riding around, flew on an airplane and said, I think I want to go to Knoxville and see if I can find stolen goods with our logo on it.
It's a huge reach because you can barely even find. You can Google Knoxville. It's gonna pull up 10 Knoxvilles before this one pop up. You know?
Yeah, there's one in New York.
Right.
That's one in Kentucky.
Yeah, it's one in Kentucky.
But I just feel like that. Again, maybe it was that one person that came in. And maybe they couldn't get a sale. Sometimes it gets petty.
I know what you're saying. And you know what's even worse? Whoever they sent in to do this investigation or operation, he done dug in his good pocket, pulling out the money, no receipt, no nothing. That did it. You could at least open the register, put the money. You got to have some fake money in the register. You understand $100 in the register, start your day off, make it look right.
Right.
And see, that's the only thing with our people. Like, we break the law, we bend the law, and then break it as well. You know.
So there's a reason he didn't charge taxes too. So that he'll probably get a tax problem. He'll probably get arrested for tax evasion as well because he didn't charge tax. See,
of course, you know.
Yeah, he'll definitely get charged there.
Yeah, he gonna get charged there most definitely. Yeah,
they're gonna price check into his sales and try to see what he done accumulate just off of them clothes.
Oh yeah, the estimate, right?
I wouldn't doubt if tax evasion charge comes.
Oh, the tax gonna come because he didn't ring the register. He didn't give a receipt.
Right.
Say, damn, Vincent.
So they already looking at that fraudulent. Then on top of that, the clothes.
Yeah, itself.
I mean, but you can't go to no city and no state that they ain't doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's go back to 2018. What do you think this food stamp fraud and computer something is about? I don't know.
I think that because he's in a business, I think that maybe it was a form of trade of for casual goods.
So somebody gave him a food stamp card in exchange for an outfit.
It's not like that, but you accept the payment of a food stamp.
Well, he'd have to take the food stamp card, right? I mean, that's the only way you're gonna be able to do it.
Well, he had another business prior to that I know that he had an actual register and
with food in the store.
No, but what I'm saying is, if he basically went there for EBT fraud, someone as myself could have came in and said, "Hey, I want those Nikes right there, and I don't got no cash, but I can pay you in food stamps." And like anywhere else, if you got a card machine and you set up to say,
but that's what I was gonna say. The machine would have to take those food stamps, food purchases. That's what I'm trying to say.
See, I don't want to go into any other illegal things.
Oh yeah, he was doing the most.
Yeah. Because all I was saying was, all it takes is for you to tell that person, the government, that you have some kind of food.
And the government said, you ain't got no food in here.
Yeah, that's saying, food establishment,
oh man,
some 20 rights for the people that's coming in that's buying clothes, here.
That's bad. That's real bad.
So I don't know.
Somebody had to tell it too, though.
Yeah,
I still believe that a food stamp. You damn right. Somebody, I believe, talked in both situations.
Right. Whoever close to him telling out his business.
Well, wait a minute. I'm gonna get a little jiggy. It can't be a girlfriend, could it? Shut up, Queen.
Cook it up. You hear me?
Oh, it could. It could. Mad about something.
You know the streets. You know the streets talk. Now don't come for me, Heifer, because I ain't the one that called.
Right.
He said nothing about that food stamps. Or you ain't mad because you think he messing with somebody else. Don't do it, ain't you?
The biggest, the biggest enemy for men is pillow talking.
Exactly. And maybe she knew too much. She wasn't getting her way, and she decided, I'm gonna drop a dime on him.
I wouldn't doubt it one bit.
Wow. What you think, King Jizzle? King Jizzle been in and out.
I think he out right now.
He's trying to get his connections together.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead, Mo Nasty.
Look, I don't with the food stamps. Listen, it's it happens everywhere, regardless of. Man, I think I might have bought some food stamps here and there, but I ain't saying I ain't saying I exchange goods for them. It's just, you know what I'm saying, that's just touchy for me. You know what I'm saying? That's
What's
touchy.
touchy? What's touchy? Elaborate, Mo Nasty. What's touchy for you?
I mean, you know, what I mean, I've myself, I've paid a phone bill and got some food stamps for it. You know what I mean? Just because it was cheaper.
Now you know you
to
must
buy with the food
on this live.
Look, what? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I ain't saying nobody.
I know.
My
I'm
own
just
food
saying,
stamps.
your face up here. We don't know. Look, we don't need nobody trying to track you about some old.
Nah, they wouldn't even be able to figure out what that was for. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
I'm going to read you a comment in the comment section. Happy Hippie says, I knew this guy that would sell cartons of cigarettes for $15. Laugh out loud. He had Newports and they were probably stolen, but I didn't care. I bought a lot of cartons from him. Laughing emoji.
It be like
so
that.
Should he be arrested? No.
For stealing the cigarettes?
For buying the cigarettes.
Well, she bought them. She's a lady. She bought the cigarettes.
She, he, them, they.
Well, let's go there.
Pronoun don't matter.
I'm glad you opened Pandora's box. Let's go there. What should happen to everybody walking up in Vincent stores and other stores buying fraudulent goods? If you're going to arrest the person for selling, then it's kind of like the cocaine meth game. You want the dope dealer, but you want to let the junkie go free. So should these people buying also go to jail?
Nope. I wonder if this Nike is real on me.
You know what?
Nope. I'm just saying. I don't even know.
But what I'm saying is, you're going to go arrest this guy. What about the people who bought the goods? You can't have one without the other, right?
This house.
Just saying. Look, all the people that have gone about the goods, should they get a free pass? Just saying. Just asking.
Yes.
If I go to Marshall's and I get a polo for $45, and I resell it for the price that Polo is actually charging in the outlet for it.
Yeah.
What is it? It's my clothes. I paid for it.
Okay, that would possibly different because you selling that, you already bought it, so that wouldn't be no crime. You bought that.
Well, whether I paid for it or not, it's in my possession.
Yeah, but Vincent,
possession is 9/10 of the law.
Yeah, but you have a receipt. It's different. You bought that shirt.
Let's say I didn't buy it.
Think about it, because that's legal. You got a receipt to show you bought it. You decide to put it on the marketplace or go to the street and say, "Hey, I need $100." You got the receipt. It's not like you got the logo. The stuff is in your car, and it's not the real Ralph Lauren.
No, let's say
he said, "Now I stole it. Now I stole it." Look, go ahead.
Y'all kill him. Yeah. You better quit talking.
With the whole situation.
He said, I ain't buying no more. Now I stole it. Look.
Yeah, he didn't jump all over 15th Street. Go ahead.
Ain't do it. But yeah.
But my understanding to the situation is that he actually had a vendor he was getting like the clothes from, and then he was print pressing the logo on it. So
wait a minute, slow down. Who was print pressing?
Vincent.
Oh, he had a machine.
Yeah, like he was buying all the he was buying outfits, and he was actually putting they were printing on.
So he was manufacturing.
Oh, so
but that's what I was told. They're saying that.
Well, maybe that's what they're saying about the chemicals, because I thought they were just saying the people he bought them from and whoever they got them from, let's just say China, they're using these weird chemicals to make the fraudulent whatever. But now you're taking it to a new level if indeed he had some type of machine he was using inside of his establishment or home.
Yeah, that's where they got the charge from.
I understand.
Person working was it underpaid or something like that?
So
forced labor.
Forced labor, yeah.
He was running.
That's
So
what.
let's go here.
That might be a little different.
Yeah, so who's a forced laborer? So who's getting ready to testify as the forced laborer?
Oh, right. The person that snitched.
The person who wasn't getting paid the right amount of money.
Oh, I forgot about that. So do you think he had workers working for him?
I think the workers got fed up, wanting to raise, and they was just like, you know what?
Because I didn't know if he ran it by himself or not. I've never been in there.
Yeah.
See, I ain't never been.
Nah, he couldn't have been doing that by himself. Not running the store and making the clothes. I mean,
Well, he's a businessman. He is a good businessman.
Well, I don't think he's taking the time to press that.
Oh no,
stuff
that's what you mean. Okay, yeah. No,
yeah, he definitely gonna try to pay somebody.
Or he wouldn't be charged with forced labor. He was.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out what the forced labor is coming in to this
he
equation.
charged with forced labor if he was doing it.
They didn't mention human trafficking, forced labor. So it's like, is this hypothetical?
I think they just
I'm confused.
Trying to add more charges. And see, this is the thing, and this is what I've learned watching a lot of TV shows and just realistic cases. They'll put a whole lot of like
the RICO, like the RICO Act.
No, basically, like, say that you got pulled over, that puts all these tickets and all these things that you so-called did out in public. Like, this is the public, but they won't tell you that the person beat like 50% of that because most of those charges was fake, or they just added it to. They just added it to.
Well, they're going to definitely bring up his old charges from 2018 about the food stamp charge, because it was at that address, the same address, and any other fraudulent information they can find on him, that's going to be revealed also. But the person, whoever is talking, you will be introduced in court unless he takes a bench trial. Do you think he'll take it to trial or he'll give a plea?
It just really depends on what he thinks, like when he talks to his lawyer and what they think they can be.
Well, what do you think he should do?
I don't know, because I don't know what's true and I don't know what's false. Like I just said, I have like personally seen situations where the police officer or the feds, they had wrote things that, wasn't.
I know what you're saying, factual. I understand.
And it wasn't as true as they put it in a statement. You get what I'm saying? Okay. We don't know until he speaks with his lawyer about what evidence they have against him. That's how that goes.
Okay.
So
I encourage anybody, whether it's a driving ticket or murder, take anything to trial, because you don't know what.
Not with a court-appointed lawyer, but
just not with a court-appointed.
If you can't afford a real lawyer, then just don't go.
If you can't afford a real lawyer, you go to one of them outlet stores and you buy a lawyer with a fake degree.
With a Nike.
Okay, and then just tell.
Now he got jokes.
Knowledge you have, okay.
Now you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Hey, I'll be up, bro. I get all the books. I be done got all the books. I be ready for it. Only thing I know, but I know it.
Let me ask you this, Mo. Do you think he'll take a plea?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I do. I think he's gonna take a plea.
Mo says he think he will take a plea.
That's just.
It depends on how much. Again, it depends on how much you got on me. I'm still not gonna take a plea because I'm not a take a plea type of person. But
you'll take a plea if them years look like you gonna die in there.
Yeah, but if I feel like I'm innocent, it just depends. Like I said, like
you got to remember, Vincent is 64. You're younger,
60, right?
He's younger. 64. Just imagine somebody said 20 years, he'll die in there.
Well, see, listen,
die in there.
Okay, so again, we only know that in the record of the article, it says Vincent Jones was arrested for all that. We don't know who's the owner of the store. We don't know.
Allegedly, I see what you're saying. If it's somebody else,
there's other people that's owning it. Like he's co-buying it.
I see what you're saying. Very good point. So now you're going into a whole nother uncharted territory of if it is other people involved, would he tell their part?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just being real. That's just how.
Okay.
That way he can.
He can beat everything in that case if somebody else is involved.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? What if he is buying this from somebody else? That
you know what?
No, I'm saying.
But that means hold up.
Somebody he thinks that it's really real. Like who am I? Like,
but guess what? Then he still would have to talk and tell. And
right, he has to talk. And once
we've discussed the snitch rule. So how would that work?
I feel like he is still like he's like a civilian, honestly, in my eyes. But I'm only gonna say that because
Well, it's not Portia from the Housewives.
Look, this my snitch rule, right? This my snitch rule. If I'm in it,
Go ahead, Mo.
my snitch rule. This how my snitch rule roll. If I'm in it, we could whatever we done. If I'm in it, I get caught, I go down with it. Maybe I take a plea, whatever.
Okay. Okay.
If I ain't in it, if I ain't had nothing to do with it,
Yeah.
I mean nothing to do with it.
Okay.
It ain't snitching if you gonna let me go down for it. That's just me being honest.
Okay.
So your man
Well,
got
I'm
caught.
asking
He got caught.
Okay. So he got caught.
for his
So you
part.
saying he should just own it, even if somebody else is in partnership?
If it's a partner with it, that person probably is a partner with somebody else. He ain't the only person that's supplying that one person. You know what I'm saying? It goes the whole drug thing, whatever it is, good,
Well,
bad, or
but I'm
ugly.
saying this, sweetheart. If there's another partner, should Vincent say there's another
No.
partner? Okay, that's
No.
all I'm.
but
He got caught.
come up like because if it's any like because what I'm saying is like if they have a business like okay on the business license
The license. If it's more than one person's name.
way I'm speaking on it. I'm just saying I was only saying that to say that there may be another business person in
And it may be. I didn't think about that because they're putting his name on it from years ago. So that'll make a person just logically think he's the proprietor of the business if they've got you on charges from the same place from 2018. That's what a logical person is going to think. But it doesn't mean that there isn't another person involved. So I get your point.
But if I'm smart enough to accumulate 250,000 worth of these kind of goods, then I'm smart enough to know not to open the same business in my name. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're still selling fake stuff, so you know how it is with people who get jealous, envy-hearted. Somebody could just get wind of it, the police, detectives, and they decide to go in there, buy the goods, take it to these other people who actually are Gucci products, say, hey, is this your product? Then they say, no, it's not. Then here comes the investigation.
Well, if they running if they running McDonald's on, let's say, Western Avenue, and they find 10 keys under the floor, they can't arrest the dang on cashier for it.
Well, we know they're not going to arrest the cashier.
Exactly. So who's to say that he don't own?
They would probably seize
everything
the whole
and he just a
place
cashier.
and have everybody in handcuffs.
I think we already know that nobody's going to arrest the
Is
cashier.
the cashier selling it though? I mean, is he selling it though? Because your man's was selling it. We just gonna be real.
He just got a cashier. He just don't.
Y'all killing me.
Now, like, well, she said that they wouldn't arrest the people in McDonald's, but they would handcuff everybody for sure because
but they wouldn't charge.
Till they got to the bottom of it. Yeah. But I don't.
everybody look like they're accused.
So who's to say that it wasn't your company and he was just there at the cash register? And that's how dude told him how to operate business. Here, you take this cash and give this person the cash back.
I get what you're saying.
You ain't got to give him no receipt or nothing.
My brother has a business.
Well, that's going to be interesting. That means he's going to have to produce a whole body then.
Well, no, I'm just saying my brother owns a business, but he's never really there in the store. He just invested in his name is on the property and on the business. However, that's crazy. I was saying that because have you ever seen that movie? That what is that movie called? That the guy was like he had a store and they didn't know that they were selling drugs in the store the whole time.
Right.
Strip club.
Yeah.
We just watched something.
And that can happen. Now, that's true. That can happen. A person could actually, you're right, have a business, but they're never there. They have other people there running it for them, renting it out from them, their building. It's no different if I own a building, I let you rent it out. I don't know what you're doing in there because you're just renting from me. So I understand what you're saying. They can go a multitude of ways. But once they start investigating you, you know they then dug and watched and got surveillance to put two and two together who the proprietor is.
Right,
so is it federal?
I get it, but I didn't see federal. That's why I didn't see it. That's why I thought, because I know at federal they got their information before they came.
Right.
But I didn't see that, and that's what made me
think
that.
Pick you up
off of assumption or somebody's coming to you a conspiracy.
One person conspiracy.
Exactly, and that's why I was thinking like, since I didn't see federal, I was like, well, it's possible this thing can go so many ways because if I'm a business owner and somebody's running my situation. And it could be that somebody can lie to me and say that they can get these, just like Marshalls. Marshalls, like you just said, they got Polo. They sometimes have Michael Kors. They have all these name brands, just like
they got robes too.
Yeah, TJ Maxx. They be having a lot
You
of
know what, Monette?
and all I'm
What
saying
you
is who's to say
talking
that
about?
say,
Yeah, they got slippers.
yeah, who's to
He got.
say
I see he a comedian. Anything else you all want to say? I don't know where King Jizzle and fell out. Are we done with this subject, or you got anybody got anything else they want to say before we go to
no,
Detroit and talk about what's going on up in Detroit, Michigan?
yeah, I think
Nah,
it's
see, we got Direct TV, and King Jizzle might have knowledge, but that's the same with the internet. I was talking about. The internet still works. It just can't do
it's just
all
not
the.
what it is supposed to. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So she may be arrested.
So who
Huh?
be arrested?
We already touched that topic.
Yeah,
Nope.
I asked y'all that. Y'all already gave me y'all answer. Y'all saying no.
Hey, hey, let's.
I can't type what I'm supposed to be typing, fooling with y'all. Y'all got jokes and stuff. I know the people in the audience like these just ain't nothing but some hood folks up here talking. They want everybody not to go to jail. They for the underdog.
I just don't think some stuff you just shouldn't go to jail for. I'm just saying.
Well, we have to do. Well, you know what? One day we'll do a topic on that. What you shouldn't go to jail for, but it's illegal.
Right.
Oh, say less. I'm good with that one. I'm good with that one.
Okay.
From
Oh, all right, 1 minute, you guys. Okay. Let's would any of you like to talk about what you do while I'm still typing and tell us what your profession is? Mo Nasty, what is your profession, if you don't mind us asking?
Well, let's see. I am a musician. Mo Nasty is my name.
Okay.
I'm an R&B artist. Actually just came out with a CD, a collaboration CD with a guy named Rel JFK. It's called the Brown Liquor Project, the Brown Liquor Playlist.
Okay.
Go check it out on all streaming sites.
Okay.
And then by day, I also referee for the state of Tennessee.
Oh,
And yeah, I do basketball, football, and I umpire softball, and I'm an insurance agent. So
oh, wonderful. So you multifaceted. So I hope that when you out there with your basketball and football and your other games, you ain't out there telling no damn jokes when you're supposed to be watching and what you supposed to be
I am.
refereeing.
I actually am telling jokes
See,
the
that's
whole
not-
time. I laugh at the coaches and everything. Play with laugh with the kids. Yeah, you gotta have a good personality.
Okay.
For that.
ILM Entertainment. What do you all do for your profession?
My name is Amelia Sains. I'm a singer, rapper, songwriter.
She a
Art-
singer.
actress.
Wait a minute, Miss Seeley, I feels like singing. You ain't got no sense.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let me quit. Go ahead, boy. Leave me alone, Mo Nasty.
Don't know me yet. Like she ain't heard none of my music yet, Mo Nasty. It's really messed up. I'll hit a note for you guys. But
No, you gotta hit nothing for us, baby. We know your throat. As my grandmama said, we know your throat hurt.
yeah, it does. That's why I'm hoarse.
Okay.
We don't know why, but we got you. Go ahead. We
Like,
listen.
you know what? Now, see,
You know what? I plead the fifth.
Happy says, what music app are you on, Mo Nasty?
I am on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. Yeah, really, honestly, anyone you can think of, just look up Mo Nasty, and you should be able to see it on there.
Okay. Amelia is a singer.
Yeah.
What else do you do?
Platforms as well. Apple, iTunes, Spotify, everywhere.
Okay. What do you do besides singing?
I film music videos, my own videos, his videos, your videos if you need one. TV shows. My filming company is ILM 12 Filming Productions. So that's what I do.
Can we find you on YouTube?
Yes, you can. Amelia Thanks. And you'll see all the videos on there that we shot ourselves from our filming company.
Okay.
So you'll be able to find them there. Yes.
All right. Hubby?
I'm 12 Guy G, though. A rapper, songwriter. And you can find me on just about all the platforms as well.
Okay.
Spotify, YouTube, Deezer, Pandora.
Everywhere. You said just about it.
Yeah, is that what I said? Yeah, we're just about everywhere.
Okay. Are you all ready for the next subject?
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't even tell them you were a videographer.
Yeah,
We're both videographers, guys.
Yes, put it out. Look, put it all out there while you're on here now.
Yeah, we're both videographers. ILM 12 Films. You can go to our YouTube and check out some of our work. Also, we shoot commercials, weddings, bar mitzvahs, to what is it? I said tuitions, graduations. We take photos as well. We got a special going on right now for the month of February, which is $75 for about 20 photos, 5 edits. Yeah, so hit us up.
All right.
Wait. Before you go into, I just want to say,
Go ahead.
because since I am also an insurance agent, it don't matter who you get it with. Everybody should have life insurance, especially since
Yes.
they get you for any and everything. At least life insurance. I got 3 kids. It covers me in case something happened to him. I had to bury my mama out of pocket. So it's just something I would definitely recommend, not just being an agent, but car insurance too, because I mean,
Okay.
who want to get pulled over?
Insurance, so that's a good thing. At least you got everybody knows when you're in the industry of entertainment of any time, singing, dancing, songwriting, you got to have another hustle, which would be your main job, because it's hard in this type of work. It's hard.
And it's dangerous too.
Well, and that's why we're getting ready to talk about this next subject. One moment, please. Hold on, you guys.
Got it.
All right, everybody. The next subject matter is coming out of Highland Park, Michigan. It's 11 minutes from Detroit. 2 rappers and their friend were found shot to death in an abandoned apartment building. How did they get there? Who took them there? What is the motive? One or all? It's got to be more than one person involved, because how do you get 1, 2, 3 people from the second floor to the basement? They were discarded in the basement and believed to have been shot on the second floor. Let's chop this information up. Coming out of Metro Detroit, Highland Park, Michigan Now is the source. Thank you for joining me.
Looking for answers. Her son Armani Kelly, along with Montoya Gibbons and Dante Wicker, were supposed to be at a Detroit club the night of January 21st. Kelly was scheduled to perform as a rap artist that night, but police aren't sure if he ever made it there. It's been more than a week since Lori Kemp last heard from her 28-year-old son Armani. She believes in her heart her son is no longer with us.
I'm never going to see him again. I know that in my deep in my heart. And I sat in the bathroom thinking, it's a 1 in a million, God, maybe even billion, that God would do that and find him and he's alive.
Kemp says on January 21st, Armani took her car to perform in a show in Detroit. He then picked up Montoya Gibbons and Dante Wicker before heading to Lounge 31 on 7 Mile Road. Detroit Police Commander Michael McGinnis says the case is different from others he's seen.
In this case, the fact that the 3 of them are missing together is very concerning and very alarming for us.
Kemp says she's been told by anonymous people on Facebook that the 3 were seen at the club, but police cannot confirm they ever made it there.
People calling me on Facebook saying they saw him there. So, I don't know.
Kemp has been posting flyers across Michigan looking for her son. She tracked her car to Warren using OnStar, but when she went to pick it up, it had been moved to an apartment complex in Warren.
That person who had the keys had to have seen or heard or talked. My son would never give nobody the keys. That's a new car.
Kemp says once the car was found, there was items inside that didn't belong to her.
Because somebody knows somebody who knows somebody that knows the truth.
Police agencies from Oscoda, Warren, Melvindale, and Detroit are all working on the investigation. Right now, Kemp is on a desperate search for answers, and she's fearing the worst.
He had this beautiful smile, and that's what I'm going to miss the most.
All right, everybody. Mid Michigan Now is the source pertaining to those 3 young men African-American men who were friends. They are now deceased. I'm going to play you more commentary pertaining to the suspects. And it also has ties to Knoxville, Tennessee, unfortunately. Thank you for joining me. Fox 2 Detroit is the second source.
According to a source with knowledge of the facility, who says the closure is out of respect for the 3 rappers who were slated to perform there 2 weeks ago but vanished until their bodies were discovered inside the basement of this abandoned Highland Park apartment complex Thursday. The medical examiner confirming the remains as belonging to Armani, Kelly, Montoya Gibbons, and Dante Wicker, the missing musicians. Armani's mother speaking with Fox 2 earlier this week during the search for her son and fearing the worst.
I just say, I think, no, my God, my heart is gone. As much as I love him and I want him to be okay.
Now, big questions facing detectives, including investigating whether the booking of the performance at the lounge was nothing more than a setup targeting one of the men, according to what one of their family members told Fox 2 exclusively Thursday night. Detroit police are looking at that theory and have not confirmed whether that's the case.
Anytime you have this type of case, the police are very, very connected. Warren works with Detroit, with the state police, police in Tennessee, perhaps, maybe the Fed, FBI, whatever.
Attorney and Fox 2 reporter Charlie Langton says lawyers in the legal system are striving to get the facts right, including the circumstances surrounding the murders.
And the only people that we know now, the major people, would be the 2 people that would be in custody. We understand that there's one person in Knoxville, Tennessee. That person is arrested for some reason. We have to figure that out. There's also someone in Macomb County, a young person, a teenager, a juvenile, who is being held for stealing a car. But it happened to be the car that these rappers may have used. That may not be enough, but it may be something to go on.
The men had been missing since January 21st. Police say Kelly, a rapper on the rise from Ascota, was scheduled to play Lounge 31 on the east side, but a source at the lounge said that the show was canceled due to an issue with the DJ. Kelly's car was found days later in Warren with a 15-year-old inside it. He was taken into custody. From there, a missing persons report went out and drew the attention of the family members of the other missing men. The biggest break in the case coming Thursday night when police rushed to the abandoned apartment complex and made that disturbing discovery amid poor conditions inside the structure, including an infestation of rats, according to state police. The probe into this complex case continues. Meantime, the brother of Montoya Gibbons tells me tonight they're simply too distraught to say anything this evening. They're planning to make a statement tomorrow. Michigan State Police say they will have a major update on Monday as well. Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the Vault XL. Fox 2 Detroit is the source for that information. I'm going to read you some information pertaining to this case, and then I will have my guests chop up the information. Thank you for joining. One moment, please. Okay, everybody. Was this a setup by the club owners? People saying they saw the guys at the club, but the club says, no, we didn't have anything because there was an issue with equipment and the DJ. Who's telling the truth? Facebook, the live book, or the owner of the club? Somebody's not telling the truth. Could it be the guys were there, made their money, and then they got robbed? Or led there to perform, and it was a setup to kill one of the guys, and they took all 3 hostage, drove them to Highland Park, and then used the 15-year-old boy to come get the car. Will the 15-year-old tell what actually happened? New York Post is source number 1. Thank you all so much for joining me. Missing rapper's friend found dead days after canceled performance in Detroit. 2 missing rappers and their friend were found dead in an abandoned Michigan apartment building Thursday, nearly 2 weeks after they disappeared the night their gig was canceled. Investigators discovered the bodies of Armani, Kelly, Dante Wicker, and Montoya Gibbons, who had been missing since the night of January 21st in a building in Highland Park. And as I told most of you, Highland Park is 11 minutes from Detroit, Michigan. Near the Detroit border, 3 police sources told the Detroit News a person of interest has been brought in for questioning. 3 bodies were found under mounds of debris inside the basement of the apartment complex, Michigan State Police said, without confirming the identities of the remains, the local outlet reported. The men had been shot, one of the sources told the paper. Squatters often used the abandoned building, according to cops. Kelly, whose stage name was Marley Whoop, and Wicker, known as B12, had been scheduled to perform at a birthday party inside a Detroit lounge on the night they disappeared, but the show was canceled. Kelly, 27, reportedly told his fiance that his show at Lounge 31 had been canceled due to an equipment issue and planned to link up with his 2 friends to find some open mic events, the Detroit News reported. He picked up Wicker, 31, Givens, 31, in his car that evening. Kelly's fiance said she couldn't reach him sometime after 7:30 p.m. after texting and calling his phone several times. Last week, police spotted Kelly's car, a 2017 Chevrolet Equinox, on the road without a license plate. A 15-year-old boy was behind the wheel and was taken into police custody. The teen told officers that a man, had instructed him to pick up the car from a location on Detroit's west side, the Detroit News reported. Investigators looked through the boy's texts and calls with the man and learned he had an outstanding warrant involving alleged fraud. They searched his home Monday and took him in for questioning, a source told the outlet. Police also recovered surveillance video of a man wearing gloves cleaning out the Equinox. The 15-year-old was arrested and charged in connection with his possession of Kelly's vehicle. A day before the bodies were found, Detroit police brought in a person of interest for questioning, sources told the Detroit News. At least 2 of the mothers of the men had been contacted by police about the grisly discovery, though investigators said the remains haven't been ID'd, which now we know they have. They told me they found 3 bodies. I don't know what I'm going to do. How am I going to bury him, Givens' mother, Kat Fogel, told the paper. All 3 men have recently been paroled from prison where they met, according to Kelly's fiance. So we have a 15-year-old who was in the car without a license plate. Investigators looked through the boy's texts and calls with the man and learned he had an outstanding warrant involving alleged fraud. They searched his home Monday and took him in for questioning. Also, they recovered surveillance video of a man wearing gloves cleaning out the Equinox. So where was the Equinox cleaned? Was this the same guy they brought in who has fraud charges that's linked to the boy who had the car? What is the deal? Let's go to article number 2 and then we'll chop it up. Fox 2 Detroit is my second article. All right, everybody. Police have confirmed the bodies were the 3 missing rap artists found in an abandoned apartment complex in Highland Park. Friday morning, a man from Detroit was arrested in Knoxville, Tennessee, in connection to the murder of the 3 aspiring rappers. He is being held on a parole violation down there. Meanwhile, another man was brought into custody last week here in Detroit for questioning in the case. So we have 2 men now in custody. The families were worried the outcome of their missing loved ones would be tragic, but it was not the news they wanted. I'm not going to say I think I know in my gut, my heart, he's done as much as I love him and want him to be okay, said Lori Kemp, Armani Kelly's mother. A mother's intuition sadly was right. Armani Kelly's family learned Friday afternoon. Her son's body was found alongside his friends, Dante Wicker and Montoya Givens. Their frozen bodies were discovered under debris in an abandoned apartment basement in Highland Park, infested with rats a day earlier. It looks like they were killed upstairs and then dumped in the basement, said First Lieutenant Mike Shaw with the Michigan State Police. Michigan State Police spent all day Friday inside the apartment building at McNichols and Rosa Parks, bringing out evidence that will help build a case against whoever killed them. The young men were last seen January 21st on the way to a gig on Detroit's east side that was canceled at the last minute. I think they were all heading in the right direction. Naturally, anyone that should know anything can give us a call. We are more than happy to take tips, Shaw said. Warren police broke the case open last week with the arrest and charges against a 15-year-old who was in possession of Armani Kelly's SUV. He's been charged for that and having burglary tools on him, remanded to custody. That investigation led Detroit police to the murder scene Thursday. Oh, it gets better, you guys. Friday morning, a man was arrested in Knoxville. Meanwhile, another man was brought into custody in the last week here in Detroit for questioning. MSP detectives spent the better part of Friday removing evidence from the apartment building where the young men were found. Fox 2 Detroit is the source. This is wicked because now we have to decide, was this a setup to get them to Detroit for some reason? Or they did perform, made a little money. Somebody knew they had the money. But how did they get all three in the car? During the performance, after the club was over, what? Followed them somewhere? The 15-year-old, his role, he's the link to the case because it's stopping him in the car is what led to finding the victims. Because we were wondering how they were found, but pulling him over, he had to have told it. So what happened?
Miss Angela?
Yeah.
I mean, Queen, I'm sorry. So are the three rappers from Detroit or from Knoxville?
They're from that area. One of the suspects is from there, but he was found here.
Got you. Okay.
What I'm trying to understand how they got from the club to the abandoned building to then somebody was there. They had to call the little boy to come get the car. How did the little boy get there? See, it's make some sense.
So, do the rappers have any ties to Knoxville at all?
Don't know. I'd have to pull and see what's with Knoxville. No, I think it's the suspect. It has ties to Knoxville because he was found here. So that means he came down here after killing these three men.
Right, but he could have really been sold. He really could have been sold the car, right?
What you mean?
He could have been somebody. Could have the murderer.
The car is new. This is the boy's mom's car. This is not none of the rapper's car. The rapper borrowed his mother's car to go pick up his friends to go to the event.
So, and the 15-year-old was found in possession of it. Right?
Of the car, right? And he led them to the murder scene.
Oh, so he basically said that he knew what happened.
He had to, because they said in the article, arresting him in the car with no tag is how we found the bodies at the building.
So he kind of told on himself, huh?
He ain't had no choice, did he?
I mean, who's to say that a murderer couldn't have murdered him and sold him the car? You know what I mean?
So who the car, baby?
So the 15-year-old.
No, it's not nothing about selling the car.
No, it ain't about no selling no car, baby. I think we know it's not about selling the car.
He's following. So the Detroit.
Because they took the tags off. So why am I going to buy a car and then ride around without no tags?
Well,
he's 15. He ain't illegal to drive.
One of the rappers, right?
Well,
they borrowed their mama's car, right? They borrowed their mama's car for them three to go do an event.
Right.
However, a 15-year-old ended up having the car.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if I go murder somebody.
But why would he leave? Why would he go?
Look at Gerard. Here he's starting.
You don't know what I just done.
I'm going to need Mo Nasty to jump in now.
Why
where is Jizzle at?
Him to the where they were found, the apartment.
They using the car for evidence.
No, the 15-year-old led him to.
Listen, look, Gerard. Somebody called the kid, honey. They called him in somewhere during this setup. The kid was called. They got text messages. He was called to come get the car. Some kind of way, I don't know.
So then they got other suspects.
Yeah, she's not saying that. She never said anything.
They got one from Knoxville. They got the guy who was texting the little boy.
And the guy that's texting the little boy.
Gotcha.
But you thought that he bought the car from somebody.
No, I was just using a scenario. Because we seeing a 15-year-old cannot kill 3 grown men.
Yeah, and you're right, because that's a lot of people gonna try to say, well, that how he got all them dead like that to an abandoned place.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of gun they used.
Imagine a 15-year-old trying to drag just one flight.
Oh,
so
no,
just
I'm not
imagine an abandoned
that.
building
Yeah,
full
I'm not
of
saying it there.
a whole lot of materials and.
Well, we got to decide let's start from the fresh.
Yeah, let's start over.
Was it a setup to get them to the building at the club?
It's hard to say, man, because these promoters, man, they sometimes can play a dirty game. You know, the rap business alone can be dangerous. So it's really hard to say, man. Like, I mean, was the club closed before the performance was supposed to start?
They said they closed it.
See, that's fishy.
They said they closed it now out of respect.
Oh, so I thought that the venue said that they canceled the show.
Yeah, but now they're not open out of respect. Excuse me. Let me make that clear.
What he's saying is
was the show canceled?
The show was canceled.
Coming
that night
because of allegedly technical difficulty.
They said technical difficulties. But can I share a personal story that me and you shared as a musician? Okay. We were booked for a show in Atlanta. Okay. And the promoter was, basically, long story short, they were trying to set us up and rob us.
Yeah, we ain't gonna put no names on the group.
Yeah, I won't do none of that. But at the end of the day,
we actually got a phone call like an hour or two beforehand and was like.
But we still ended up going. But we ended up going, but we didn't end up going. If that makes sense.
I stepped away from the mic. You said you were. So what did you just say about a club now?
Okay, so I was just saying I'm going to share a personal experience, basically with myself and him as artists. We get booked by shady promoters. Like we were basically set up. We were about to be set up to be robbed.
Okay.
Okay.
And why did you think you was going to be set up?
Well,
they actually had been doing it to a few more artists. You know what I mean? And they was doing it as if it was like a up and coming artist type thing.
Okay. But how are they gonna set you up if you didn't have anything? I don't understand.
Nah. See what they do is they look for people that's basically on their stuff. It's as far as a label. What is you talking about?
No, I was talking to my mom.
Oh.
I was talking about two different situations.
So as far as a label ain't gonna approach nobody that ain't got no motion already. So if
but I wasn't even talking about that situation.
Say I'm money.
I was trying to tell you about a more serious. I know what he's talking about, but I was talking about the more serious one.
She's saying how would they set you up if?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. If you're up and coming, you don't have no money on you that I know of. I'm trying to understand, what am I gaining by setting you up if it's supposed to be for robbery? I have to assume you have money on you to rob you. You understand what I'm saying?
And people know
if that's the motive.
People know that if you're doing good in music in any kind of shape, form, or fashion, they expect you to have some kind of motion and some kind of money because it's a lot of money that go behind it. And if I'm booking you for a show, who could potentially book you 5 times before I booked you?
Okay, but guess what? Am I stupid enough to walk up in there with 5 times of bookings on me?
Yeah, that's not what I was.
He's talking about
another situation. That's why I can't tell you what. It sounded like his is not. It's not what he's talking. The one he's talking about is not as serious as the one I'm talking about. So, in this case, you can ask him like why. But I was gonna get cut and gritty next to the subject.
Well, just go tell me your story, please.
He wants to talk about that, so we will go ahead and just.
I've asked you, what made you think that somebody was trying to set you up?
Right, but what I'm saying is, I think that we're not going to talk about the incident that happened to us that we knew. So we're not going to speak.
Oh, because somebody's listening. That's why.
Yeah, just in case.
Okay. Well, let's go on. Let's get more nasty. What does he think happened here? Come on, honey.
Personally, I'd have to say I think they were set up. I think there could have possibly been an actual show, and then it possibly got canceled. No one told them until right before they got there because they were wanting to get them out there anyways.
Okay. But they're up and coming. I want you to think about what you're saying now. I want people to think. If they're up and coming, you're basically saying these people brought a bunch of money there. You'd only know that if you knew the kind of people they were. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I'm trying to understand what the setup would be for somebody that's not well known and ain't gonna be flashy with bling bling and jewelry.
You know, as an up and coming artist, you spend a lot of money.
I'm just thinking logically. If I'm trying to come out and rob somebody, I would assume I'd be robbing some people that I knew probably had some piper. They're gonna come with some piper. They're gonna come with some cars, something that I can have an entourage of people to exact the robbery.
And what kind of car was it?
His mother's old car's a 17 Equinox. It's not even his. It's not even
So
his
they
car.
wrote. Oh no! I understood that part. I just was,
Yeah,
they walked away. They walked away with that car.
He bought his mother's car. So that tells you something right there. He didn't even have a car. So that's why I'm trying to understand. It can't be robbery as the setup. It's got to be something else.
Oh,
Man don't even have his own car.
anything.
Come on now. Yeah, that's my point. Somebody says it's
It could have
personal.
been.
Somebody in the chat is talking about something about the little boy robbed a preacher a while back, and the preacher is supposedly kin to the Winans. Okay, make it make sense. So I hate when people text. Because that's not explaining nothing to me. What does the Winans and a preacher got to do with these three people did? They said he had robbery tools on him.
I don't know.
So he's just a robber. So that means this guy and this other guy in Knoxville, they know this little kid. So what? Did they use the little boy too that night? You understand what I'm saying? Make it make sense. I'm just curious. I don't know.
I think it was. I don't know what the setup was for.
Okay,
like
this me says Marley Wolf just out from doing armed robbery. But just me, do you want to hit the link? If I drop the link and you come up and tell us what you're talking about, because I don't know what you're talking. I don't live in Detroit. I don't understand where you're trying to tie in Marley's. So what is this? A revenge killing from a robbery or a revenge robbery? Because I don't understand what you're saying.
So that Marley was one of the the news had gave their real names, and
okay,
it sounds
Marley
like
was dropping names and people weren't happy. So Marley was dropping names about what exactly?
He was snitching.
Oh, so it's some rap beef or some.
Yeah, but I
watching the video. I don't know.
Yeah, I had seen something like
I don't like reading text messages because
where people were talking about it, like that. Excuse me, that it was like circulating with rap beef. I did see something like that on Instagram.
Let me see about the Knoxville situation here. Go ahead, Mo. Go ahead and finish.
I just feel like there's too much around it for all three of them to die. Car to be somebody riding in the car. No show that night. It's just too much coincidences for it not to feel like a setup. It just don't. It's not like this happened, so we had to kill them, and then we took the car because it's just too much coincidences. Amelia was saying when she was like she watched all these shows and see all this stuff happen. You see this go on too much to not think they tried to have a plan or this was set up. This was pre-planned.
So who set them up? Like, was it the club promoter, club owner, person that
I don't know,
or the person
did
the actual
the rappers?
Well, I'll let ILM Entertainment check it out because I'm doing something right now. Just me. Check out the video. So you need to check out Marley Whoop's video. So I don't know if that has anything to do with their dance. I don't know because I can't do three things at one time, sweetheart.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what's the connection between the guy here.
You know what? There's a lot of Knoxville. I mean, there's a lot of Detroit people in Knoxville, just like there's a lot of Knoxville people in Detroit. For some reason, it's been like that for many years.
Well, this article ain't saying nothing. It's just saying the same thing that I've read already.
Okay, check. I'm about to put that up now. Hold on, let me take my little. Hold on, you guys.
Okay, here it goes. This is from the prosecutor's office. I can tell you there was a juvenile that was arrested, not in connection with the missing people, but in connection with the vehicle associated with one of the missing people. The three men were scheduled to perform at Lounge 31 in Detroit, January 21st, but that never happened due to the show being canceled over the equipment issues. Taylor Penn, Kelly's fiance, said he called to say he planned to instead meet with friends for an open mic show. The aspiring artists were never heard from again. So obviously, he's told the girlfriend the show's not going on. So then he decided, I guess, to go meet with the guys.
No, you didn't tell me.
The car was found with the OnStar system to different locations in the city of Warren, according to the report filed by family. And this is 2 days later. So the car was moving around.
If the car was moving around.
They said the Michigan State Police says officers located the victims while at the location for an unrelated investigation. Detectives said the 3 men were shot upstairs and then moved to the basement where they were hidden beneath debris. Authorities have not yet determined the motive for the killings. Well, first, when I read the last article, they made it seem like when they arrested the boy with the car, that led to them finding the bodies. I'm confused.
No, I think the bodies were found. Did that just say the bodies were found first and then the car was found? I mean, did they just say the car was found first and then the bodies was found separated?
From what I was just reading, from what I was just looking at, it looks like they're actually
See, listen, it says Michigan State says officers located victims while at the location for an unrelated investigation. So they were already there, allegedly, in this article for something else. So that means what? They were looking around the building for somebody else dead? Detectives said the 3 men were shot upstairs, then moved to the basement. But see, the last article didn't word it like that, because I can go back and read it again. That's not how they worded it. They made it seem like when they took the little boy in custody, that's how they got information about the 3 dead guys. Because I can go back and read it again. This is strange. Very, very strange. I don't know.
Really,
and
So is just me saying that Molly Whoop was set up for robbery? For robbing people?
Okay. No, I don't know. You mean like the old case?
Yeah, like you robbed somebody when you were out here, and so we're gonna get you to do this, and you'll get got because it's what you did.
So what are you saying? He was set up because he robbed somebody a long time ago?
That's according to what the comments are saying. It just kind of
just me. Let me put this link in the chat so this boy can talk. Just me, can you come up and talk? If not, because I don't like just reading text.
Yeah, help us out.
He said for talking too much. I don't know. Oh Lord Jesus. He was dropping names and talking too much, it seems.
Yeah,
dropping names about what?
Snitching.
So he said you gotta watch the video. Okay, maybe they're watching the video. Because I don't want to watch it. I'm trying to read. I was trying to read this too about this. Well, I don't know. And I can't play the music because I don't get copyrights. Oh, he said I can't mic up right now. You don't have to mic up. I will just send you the link and you just talk through your phone. You don't have to show yourself. Because I try not to go off of gossip. Because that's how shit gets out of control. When you start repeating, he said, she said. But I don't know. Okay, so Facebook Live. Are y'all looking it up on the video? Look at the video up.
They might be, but I don't even see them in there anymore.
No, they're not on, but their mic is muted. Oh, yeah, because I can't play the music on his video. I'm not, because I have to edit all that back out. I'm not gonna do all that. Because I don't have the rights to the music. I just have to look at it. That's the only way. And I won't know really what I'm looking at. I don't know.
I don't do much of them either, so I wouldn't know. I'd have to start from the beginning to know what I'm looking at.
Okay. Okay, somebody must have said it right here. Viral cute. Did Marley Whoop Facebook Live get him? It must be somebody saying in trouble, I guess. Let me see. Let me turn it down.
With y'all, man, trying to see what's up. But man, for real, I'm really trying to figure out like is
Bluetooth connected. It's not playing loud.
That's what we doing now. You know what I'm saying? But that shit feel like some face. Some of these niggas be out here right in your face. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I just be seeing shit, bro. I see some stories. I'm like, man, we gonna keep playing like this, dog. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? If anybody take that shit personal, that shit what it is. You feel me? I don't be feeling that shit. Niggas be out here like, I don't get it. Y'all niggas be seeing them motherfucking stories, man. I know y'all be seeing these niggas, man, pretending like, oh, that nigga standing up on this case. Like, bro, that nigga bald. We gonna keep that shit a secret? Like, what's going on? I don't fuck with it. Man, all these niggas, man, talking about like, I don't know, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I just be seeing that shit, bro. I be seeing that shit. I'm like, I can't. I don't know what he's talking about. We gonna just keep this shit a secret. The nigga I'm talking about, right? I ain't gonna lie to y'all niggas, man. Me and Dog ain't really had no issues like that. But the nigga I'm talking about, specific nigga, man, I told him that shit in prison. You feel me? We was on the yard together, you know what I'm saying? I looked at him and I put that nigga on the phone like, I ain't got your paperwork, but I know what I know. And that nigga tried to put it on another nigga. He tried to put it on another nigga, the nigga named Debo Money. This shit, there they go right there. I'm talking about Debo, man. That nigga, he tried to put it on Debo Money though. And I know Debo Money, man. Like, I know this nigga. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was the first nigga ever put me in the studio. I know Debo Money. Like, that's my nigga, bro. I fuck with Debo. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, he ain't hollered back at me since I've been home. You feel me? I popped at him a couple times, but that nigga ain't hit me. And no bullshit, that nigga got one song on one of his mixtapes from back in the day. I ain't gonna lie, that nigga stole my song. I wrote that bitch in the county, we was in E County of Max. I wrote that song, and that nigga, he had to re-rock my shit. He re-rocked my verse. And I got nothing but respect for that nigga though, because you know that nigga was rapping his ass off. He really made me sit down and focus when I went to prison. But this nigga Debo, Eastside Debo, light skinned, Damian Lane, Rah brother, 2014. Me, Rah and Gohan, all of us was in what's that shit called? Downtown in like the circuit or the district, whatever the little one is, across from the Capitol. We was all in that bitch. And nigga, when we was in that bitch, Rah was like, yeah, bro, that's my brother, but he bones. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if them niggas gonna remember me. I wasn't nobody. You know what I'm saying? I was nobody. I was just Northside, China Street Moral. You feel me? But that nigga did tell me that shit. I knew it, because everybody in the streets, if you play the streets a little bit, you heard about that shit when Dog had did what he did, man. We was in prison at level 5. He a peace out, he moving. Nigga, I know some lords, I fuck with it. It's a nigga named Crazy K just went back to the joint. You know what I'm saying? He came home and banged straight out, caught a carjacking and shit. And that's like his third double deck. Nigga, on everything. So, bro, Crazy K, across the hall from me. This is the first time I ever wrote a book. That nigga Crazy K had the idea, the plot for it. I wrote that bitch up. And Crazy K said he fucked with Damien. He fucked with Debo. I said, oh, okay. Well, I'm like, well, listen, you fuck with Dog, I'm gonna be 100. I'm just put the shit out there. This is what I know. Any nigga from Lansing, I tell you the exact same thing. We know all this shit happened. You feel me? We all know it happened. I just don't got the paperwork, because nigga, I was in the world when it happened. I ain't give a fuck, nigga. It was a clear, everybody knew. You saying any Lansing nigga that was out there in the streets, no. You know what I'm saying? Because that nigga had a lot of love, a lot of respect for he did that shit, for real. You know what I'm saying? We was little niggas, you know what I'm saying? I used to kind of look up to the nigga a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And my nigga Skull was there. My nigga Skull was there. I told that nigga that shit, man. Hold on. Let me see this shit. That nigga Skull was there, nigga.
Well, here, let me pause this for just a second. Yeah. Just me, what is he snitching about exactly? Maybe I'm lost. Because he's talking in circles to Queen. I don't know what he's talking about.
From what I investigated myself, It sounds like he eavesdropped like a couple of names that he's actually like very familiar with, like people
Yeah.
that he's cool
Well,
with.
that's
You
what it
know what I
sounded like.
mean?
One of the people sounded like he was cool with. So I'm trying to understand what is it that he's snitching on.
He's snitching on his own people, which makes it easy accessible.
I'm watching the video, baby. I'm watching it now. I'm sitting here watching it and listening to it. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I'm just keeping it real. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, see, it's probably some
He's
insider.
talking about something and he's just talking about who he cool with and then who he got papers on. So has he got papers on somebody that snitched on him? What? I don't understand. That's why you should hit the link. That's why people should hit the link. I don't like texting back and forth. I don't mean to be disrespectful. That's just Queen. Because you're trying to make me understand something. I don't know what I'm listening to.
Yeah.
I'm just listening to somebody talk in circles.
Yeah,
and then come to find out
you
that
had to be in Detroit or something to understand, like,
Yeah, I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know these people he's talking about.
the who, what, when, and where.
Yeah, that's.
I was there when that shit happened, nigga.
Did you see?
I was in that bitch.
Yeah, did you see?
The one that said he tried to bite that.
Say what, baby?
Did you see where one of the rappers actually lived in that abandoned base, in that abandoned apartment?
Okay, now we done now.
Oh, real?
No, really,
yeah.
no,
We just
no. So one of the artists, and that's why they were there in the first place. So they actually like.
Where you get that, girl? Where you get that from?
I was just reading up on it. On the what was that? YouTube?
Yeah.
See, that's why I went missing for a second because I wanted to get a little bit more information.
He was a news guy,
and he actually went to the actual building, and he said that one of the witnesses that is actually a witness within the police department right now. It will come out in the future, but the police is withholding information about.
Yeah, that's what I thought he said. He talked about a case because anytime you use the word paperwork, that means you done seen something, witnessed something.
Exactly. So they got 2 people in custody, which you already told me about that. And one of the artists actually lived in that abandoned apartment on the top floor. They killed them in the top floor because that's where all of them were hanging out.
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm trying to say. Make me understand how we go from club closed. Did he ever go to the club? Didn't go. Somebody called him and said, hey, it's canceled. So then he swooped up and picked up the 2 guys. So how did they get to that building? Because somehow this other kid's involved in getting their car. So that's why I was thinking the car had to be at the building.
Yeah, so that's exactly. That's why the car was at the building, because they actually lived there.
And so here comes a little kid. He's a burglar, but he's also tied into one of the people that's in for questioning. So he wasn't randomly walking by breaking into the car. That's what I'm trying to understand.
Right. He probably stole it from just being in an incident. He could have been a lookout, you know.
But he has connections though to the guy who's in question because it's in the text messages.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe he could have actually had something to do with it. He could have been a lookout. But it sounds like
because they're saying he don't got nothing to do with the missing people, but just the car.
Yeah, but the kid was around in some kind of shape.
In some kind of way, yeah.
Right. So
because you couldn't have just got the car on your own.
Right.
Yes, I don't know. It's something missing here.
And then I don't know, like, who has a brand new kid sitting outside the abandoned building. So it's kind of weird. It's all.
But why would they even be in a abandoned building living with rats? They just said it was rats in the basement, so I would think rats would be up in that apartment too.
And if you know up north, them ain't no normal rats.
No, they don't normal rats.
Them little mini cats, little chihuahuas.
Boy, please, you stupid.
Yeah, and
where's Mo Nasty at? He quiet.
The rapper just got out of jail.
Yeah.
So
all of them.
No smoke.
All of them just got out of jail.
All right, 2 of the other guys are in the video now.
You remember that shit? Remember the nigga Debo from LA?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know.
That nigga, when I put him on the floor, I don't know if he was in the hole. When I put that nigga on the floor, because I see this nigga. They posted stories for that nigga, like, oh, that nigga, he's standing tall on this case. Like, nigga, you already told. It don't matter, nigga. This shit don't matter.
3 other guys. 3 other guys.
Money. Oh, you got money, nigga, sir. I ain't never ran into you, bro. I ain't ran into you, nigga. I don't really know. Yeah. I was up. Yeah, I remember you. I never ran into you. Frank Love. I be that red. I already know that, nigga.
I'll be our friend, boy.
Out this bitch. I appreciate it, nigga. I'm happy to see everybody up to this. Everybody. We all back from the same. Man, the same. This nigga Skull, man, his bitch bossed his life up. This nigga taking helicopter rides and shit.
I'm telling you.
Let me read some of the comments so I can get a better understanding what the hell they talking about. Okay, my son showed me this. I'm not in the streets like that, but I don't think you are supposed to tell what happened in jail. Kat says, this boy ran his mouth too much. You can tell he had blood from the mountain of Caucasus. What the fuck? Dry snitching on the internet and name dropping on real life street gang dudes is never a good idea. That one mistake cost this young man his life along with 2 others. Somebody else says, they so gangster, but they got their heads resting on one another. God, I'm dead. Okay, somebody else says, for everybody wondering what happened, he has a red scarf with the blue in it, and the blood can't do that. So they said you in violation when he put the real red bandana on, but it's too late. He got caught on live with the scarf with the blue in it, and they said you catching the fade and you putting on for them niggas over there. The rest is history. Ugh,
That's a lie because the blood.
now my head is starting to hurt now. Okay, so he said the first one was red. That's why at the beginning he said you dripping it just has blue in it, but he met one or both of those in the live in jail. He never met the one that had no mask on. And you are so right. He was in violation. And apparently he has been living in violation for some time, recording his podcast, dripping and name dropping. Sadly, he only wanted to be heard and not listen after everything they said. He says, listen to my music and let them listen. I don't know what the hell. Oh, Jesus. Somebody said the scarf was just the icing on the cake. Him name dropping on podcasts is what got him missing.
Yeah,
so this is about a fucking scarf.
It sounded like he was doing a lot of name dropping. Like, I mean,
oh Lord have mercy.
I'm not about to go on live podcast and discuss it. And some of my partners done. You know what I mean? It's kind of like involving.
Somebody said he was trying to fit in. Oh Lord.
Also, did you hear what he said that you guys were already snitching? So what the difference if I say something?
Oh, really?
Did you hear what he said? Well, you guys had already told, so what's the difference if I say something?
Okay, I missed it. You know what? For some reason, I can't listen to that audio up close. I have to be like far off. Okay. When I sit up under the speaker, I don't know why I can't decipher the information well. I have to be like feet away to really pay attention because I'm trying to look at the chat and look. This is I don't know what's going on.
Sound like one or more situation. A couple of them done went to jail, told, you know what I mean, and he got caught up and somebody probably wanted retaliation.
Then somebody else said, also you knew it was bad when they turned the camera to somebody that he didn't even know. Okay. Somebody said the saddest part is when a person can't read the room. Them dudes kept warning him and he didn't recognize it. The cops already have suspects by the looks of this video. Somebody said felt the hate. When you feel envious energy leave, he was trying to ignore it or was oblivious. When he said, you know he is broke, the hater said, what are you? The hate real. I didn't hear that part. Oh, somebody said this. Debo ain't holler at you since you've been out because he fighting the case. You just got him. Wow, that's deep.
Yeah, that's what I said. It sound like a whole lot of people just snitching on each other.
Somebody else replied to that, said, so then you must know what the F going on because this comment right here says a lot. These people are really talking. They treated him so bad and he was totally oblivious to the whole situation. He definitely wasn't about that life. Shaking my head. That's a woman speaking.
But was he put on it that he was about that difference?
Say what?
It's a difference about really being about life and putting on a persona.
Helicopter ride.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, and whoever the camera person was, they was doing their job. That nigga was straight to point. That nigga did that. He came home and got on the helicopter. That's some real nigga shit.
He came on and did the podcast though. That's some real nigga shit.
Podcast? Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm trying to. I gotta keep running that bitch though. I be feeling like I'm falling behind. I got some new shit. Let's keep going. Hey, let's go. You say, man, I'm trying to pull up at your shit or some shit, cause I'm gonna end up picking up Jud, man. I said I'm gonna end up picking up Jud.
When you come down here?
Yeah.
You gonna pick up Jud?
Yeah, 9 times, man, I ain't gonna leave that nigga sit around.
Pick him up then, shit. That's it. You can pick him up. You gonna pick him up.
I'm saying, bro, that's my baby. I love Jud, but I don't think he got the money to get it over. So I'm gonna just take the flip.
Fall back on my hand.
What type of time man? Hey, listen, ain't no solider nigga than Jud. He just be broke.
But what are you?
Huh? Broke as fuck, nigga, but I'm good at balancing my budget.
All I know is this, bro. If you ain't on this, bro, leave me alone.
What is it?
Call of Duty, bitch. Get on it.
I don't be playing. I don't got time to be playing games, nigga. I'm outside with it, nigga.
I'm talking about real black.
I'm playing real life, nigga. I'm not on the game with this real life shit. Nigga, it's not GTA, nigga. I'm playing in real life. I'm out here making rules and shit, nigga.
Now, why he's saying is the guy with the black on him and the other guy that's leaning into each other. It's like he's pointing a gun towards him, toward the screen. Why is he talking to these people? That's what I like to know. Why is he talking to these people? Who are they and why was he talking to them? I'm curious.
That's talking, man.
Some all blackouts over here.
You still playing shoot up bang bang?
No, in real life though. That shit really became real life.
Oh man.
You gonna touch the shoot 'em up bang bang money too. You gonna put that on your next thing? I mean on your next
stuff.
If you go podcast.
If you go up, nigga, you can win, nigga. You
can do the bang bang shit. I be telling people about the bang bang shit.
You'll be Supreme, right? And I'll be John Rue out there singing and dancing and shit. Like,
Well, see, that's why everything goes better. Every time, bro. You around this bitch.
Why not? I be living my life. I be living my life, bro.
I'm just living my life.
But nigga, I was just in that. He was just in that bitch. That nigga was just in that bitch. My nigga, that shit be what's up, bro.
Oh, yeah. Oh no. Lean back.
Nigga, it's just a start. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, sir. That shit was for swag. That shit was for sauce. Don't do that. That shit was for sauce, nigga.
I'm saying though, like, don't come on, nigga. You move, bold deal. That's that BBM shit. That's the damn.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying though, you putting on for the niggas.
I almost put my man.
You need to be a violation.
No. What's up?
Damn, violation. Next time I watch a podcast, man, you better have a fat eye.
Nigga, that's real. Time to see your post. The next post,
you got some ass deep for that. Who? Tell niggas how you got a big violation for that. You got a big fat eye.
Big red eye.
Do you know what you're talking about?
Big red eye.
Bro, go get it. Let me see.
Double certified.
Let me put the real one on.
Double certified. I'm double certified.
Miss Sangs, Gerard, what's going on? It's got like 30 more minutes on this thing. 32 more seconds. Sorry about the language. obviously they noticed the
We're
scarf.
listening the whole time.
They noticed they had the scarf. They said something about, I guess, the blue and the scarf, the red scarf, that he took it off and then put it back on. I really hope he didn't die because of a fucking scarf.
It sounds like it's so much more to it. Like I'm telling you, I think it's
A combination. Yeah.
all together. He just got out of prison, serving 8 years.
Yeah, all three.
He snitched on somebody from the sounds of it.
Okay.
But all three comes in the aspect of
they all three were locked up. They all three was together, locked up. That's
right,
what the article said.
Oh, okay. But even if it was just one of them that was the snitch, then technically as a hitter or whatever the case may be, I'm not leaving any evidence.
My head was hurt listening to all that.
I'm not leaving any witnesses. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes the other two could be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's sad, very sad.
Well, hopefully more will come out about what it was all about.
Yeah. But of course, they have to keep it protected until, you know what I'm saying? Until they figure out what's going on. You're not gonna know anything until they figure out.
Yeah. Well, family members said in something I played in one of the audios that they believe he was set up. He and the boys were set up.
I definitely agree.
So I don't know what he was. If it was the club that did it, or it actually had a technical problem, and he just went on and hooked up with them guys, and they went somewhere and chill, and then long came whomever. I don't know, because we don't know his footprints.
And think about that too. Sometimes that these clubs can get paid off as well by setting up artists. So
elaborate.
So the clubs can I say real quick? Yeah. So like just for instance, say that this rapper is beefing with this rapper because the rappers that got killed were in drill music, which is a bunch of music beefing with other people, talking about killing and violence and everything. So if you have a rapper that you have or that you're beefing with, and that they're being booked somewhere, you can actually pay that promoter, to set that artist up. I mean, it is what it is.
But do you hear what you're saying?
I know. I'm saying it sounds like a crime, but
we can simplify something like.
I mean, what fool would?
It just happened in Memphis in a cookie shop.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, here you go.
Yeah.
He took it to the cookie shop.
I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna speak on, but we know the story.
But yeah, Young Dolph. Rest in peace.
So it's like it happens.
Okay, somebody in the Just Me guys saying the scarf, the talking names, think that dude's skull felt some kind of way that Marley talking down to him. Okay, maybe, I don't know.
Maybe he set him up.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a lot.
It's probably a whole lot way more than what we really know.
Right.
Yeah, that's basically Miss and Queen.
But it's an interesting story. Get three down like that.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Like I said, what I was saying was street. In a street case, there's something that the streets that is something that's normal.
Right. Right. That's the thing. Normalized. That's what King Jizzle was talking about. That we have gotten some of us too adjusted to people being murdered every day, mass shootings. It's like people don't even flinch when you say, oh yeah, 15 people were shot at the schoolhouse. Oh, okay. Next.
Right.
Because you hear it so much.
Yeah, it's getting so common.
But it's sad.
It's sad. It really is.
Just like when I was going through the queue last night, I haven't gotten any notifications about what the hell's been going on in Chicago. They got some young men popping up dead and a few women mixed in the mix being found in the damn lake. So I don't know what that's about. And it's like, this is crazy. It's possible serial killer or more than one working the streets of Chicago.
Yeah, it's just, it's all becoming so common.
And all of it's bad.
That up north music, something different, man. Like, that's why, like, you got the King Von situation. You got,
Just Me.
All the artists from Chicago that's really done, you know what I mean? That and their affiliation with these different associations, you know what I mean? causing a lot of this stuff, man, and it's crazy.
Well, I know growing up in the city, I can say from what I see now going on, these are not real gangsters. Don't say it.
Right.
Not to say that the gangsters then were doing the right thing, but these people, these young people are on a whole nother level, because as many older gangsters have said, who have spoken publicly, that one, we don't talk. The stuff that you all are doing on Facebook and TikTok, that would have never been allowed to be talked. You're not supposed to talk, period, whether it's a public platform or not. And that's what all these young people do anyway, whether they are allegedly affiliated with an organization or not. They just talk and talk and talk and brag and talk. And, you know, somebody's going to come along and just say, well, I want you to back it up.
Right.
Back it up.
That's why sometimes it's better to listen than talk, you know?
Yeah, move silently. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
I mean, we all have to be careful, you know, what we show. What we show, don't show. Just in your Facebook post, TikTok post, I've told people about that. I'm guilty of it. You posting where you at, you going live somewhere. Well, you don't know, the enemy could be watching.
Right.
Oh, I don't like her. Oh, she over there, such and such. All they got to do is come in, pick a fight, or wait till you come out, beat you up, cut your tires. If they know what car you got, shoot your car. I mean, there's people who rock like that.
And it's crazy that people need attention to where they posting information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not the type of person that disclose, like, okay, I know I'm here. I mean, what is it your business that I'm here? Unless you in here with me and you actually know that I'm in here, what is it your business? But and verification so much that, they doing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just what's that I'm brought to.
But you know what's sad is that having them ties down here, because we have a lot of people coming from Detroit to Tennessee, and naturally it's because of economics. But man, just to hear somebody down here is linked to killing those boys, that's deep.
Right.
Yeah, excuse me.
But hey, it's where people think Tennessee just our country too. You know what I mean? That's why I was asking you when we first got on the subject. Like, was them boys tied to Knoxville some kind of way? You know what I mean? Because who's to say that they ain't come down here, start beef with somebody down here, and then go back home? You know, we done
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Right. We done seen it happen multiple times. Plenty of situations.
Yeah. You see one that made his way down here. Whoever his involvement in the crime, he done found this little dusty tail look down with us.
You know, so they
walking around.
Ties to Tennessee in some kind of shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah. And that's the scary part, because you don't know people. You know what people got going on, and we've learned that with a lot of people that move around. They're around for a reason. They didn't come because the weather was great and it was a great job opportunity. A lot of young black men are only in the South because they've got their ass in some trouble up north. That's just a spoken word.
Right.
They didn't come here working a new job. They done something back home, or they on the run, got a warrant. It's something.
Right. And that goes for everywhere. You know, people from South run north or
yeah, because you got a parole violation, and that's here. So that means you did something in Knoxville or Tennessee.
Exactly.
So what you doing up there a few weeks ago, killing these kids?
Because they was already looking for you on an outstanding warrant.
So he went back to Detroit then.
He had to go back up there.
And then on your time running, you're going to kill somebody, 3 people.
And you got to come back to where you was already running.
So you, look, this is how stupid this is. Leave Detroit, come here for whatever reason. Get in trouble down here, run back up there, kill 3 people, then come back here.
Right. It sounds like a lot for
you. Getting ready. You sure enough going to lay down right on up there. Because they're going to extradite your ass right on up there. Well, they are. You sitting up here playing hopscotch between Tennessee and Michigan. You get ready to get the business. You get ready to do all your time for whatever you did here in Tennessee, and your ass gonna lay down up there in Michigan for killing them kids.
Right.
Whether they was in the wrong, right, or one friend got the other friends messed up, because that's gonna be even more jacked up if this boy was just running his mouth. He was, disrespecting somebody in these lives, and then somebody found them, killed the friends just because they hanging with him.
Right.
Because people keep forgetting you are judged by the company you keep. A lot of people like to say, I had this little chick say there a few months ago, about sitting at a table with somebody. She's like, well, I don't have nothing to do with what she did or said. I said, yeah, but if you know you sitting around a motherfucker that's messy, you willingly know. I'm not saying you don't know. I'm saying you know that you are still a party to whatever, whether you had anything to say about what they did with Susie Jack yesterday.
Right.
Because that's how the viewing audience is viewing you. Oh, you know she messy. You know she like that. Well, you like that. And then you're going to sit up and say, well, no, it ain't like that. I'm not like that. You know, I was trying to understand her point. But like I told her, you've seen these people stay and stop. So what I'm trying to understand, if you've seen it visually, people always trying to fight these people. Why in the hell would you want to be sitting at a table with them? Make me understand how your point of view. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, I just feel like it's really too much in the sense of because I don't feel like the 15-year-old did it all alone.
No, he was called probably afterwards.
Right.
During or afterwards.
So it's like, was you a send out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And who sent you out? And I feel like it's a big problem within our society too, because it's like it ain't no leaders. So it's like the blind everywhere.
Blind leading the blind, yeah.
It's like we sending our 14, 15, 16-year-olds out before they can even have a life. You know?
Yeah. Like this 15-year-old, he don't have any using bad English. He doesn't have any direction because he's already walking around with burglary tools. So he already in the game early.
Exactly. And so for him to be 15 doing all this, somebody done got
in the wrong company.
Right. And it's crazy because it's like this 15-year-old with the charges that they trying to stick his man with, like, I mean, he could never probably see the day of light again, you know?
Yeah. And let me tell you something about them people up there. They don't have to try to assume you innocent and just came and picked up a stolen car. You know what they're going to say? You know better.
Right.
You knew something was up when the person called you, let's say, to come get the damn car.
Right. And then, I mean, with the car being like a huge evidence piece.
Yeah.
They was banking on that car. So whoever was caught in possession of that car was going to be the main suspect from jump anyway.
Yeah. He was a fool, but he was a dumb kid. He's a dumb kid.
Misguided.
And this is what happens to so many young people. Getting themselves involved in stuff for the moment, for whatever reason, they never think down the road that it could cost them half of their life or all of their life. Because you have to understand that depending on the state you live in, the demographic of where you live in, if it's predominantly white and you black and you go out here and do something like this, go take this car, I don't really know his role in the crime. Your ass do that somewhere where it's all white. They don't have to listen at nothing you or your lawyer say in court about you being no damn juvenile. They could try your ass as an adult and say, well, he was with him. I don't care what he did and didn't do.
Right. And the max for murders is like, I want to say 25 to 30 years, and you do that 3 times. That's 90 years.
That's what I'm saying. 15 years old and end up going to prison as an adult. 18, throw his ass over in the regular prison.
Man.
All because you letting somebody stupid enough to call you and tell you come pick up a stolen damn car. If that's all he did. Because it'd be sickening if he know more.
And in being 15, he gonna spill the beans, man.
Oh yeah, his lawyer gonna tell him, baby, you want to live, want to try to survive. you want to get out of this, or you want to abide by the snitch code. It's up to you.
Yeah, because I seen the light skinned guy got killed. His mama went live and like she don't. Yeah. She don't seem like she gonna let it go easily.
Yeah. Probably I want all of them. Don't care who it is, child or not.
Exactly.
Now, where are his parents? The minor. Or what they gonna have to say?
Exactly.
Bad. This is a bad situation here.
It's kind of embarrassing to get a child in a situation like that. You know what I mean?
I'm thrown off with the part that somebody was living in the damn building. So somebody that came out and ain't got no home to go to and no family.
Right. And
parole.
And like I said, they came from news source from a guy that's like I guess sleeping on the ground across the street, or he
Yeah.
lived in the house
Nearby.
or whatever. Yeah, he lived nearby. He said actually across the street from the abandoned building.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if it was a bum or a homeowner or whatever the case may be, but he said the guy had frequent there. He seen him all the time. He was actually living in there. That's why I said across the street.
So why in the world? So how you gonna bathe? And this is crazy.
Unless it was just a spot for, you know what I mean?
Okay. Oh, just to hook up and just chill and smoke.
You know how people get down when they doing dirty stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Just something to do when you're doing wrong, a meetup place.
Right. And he just, you know what I mean? That was his favorite spot because he ain't had nowhere.
Just imagine that somebody was watching.
Right, and that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, could have nothing to do with the club.
Exactly, could have nothing to do with the club. They probably was sitting there waiting for him to come back. That's
a good point. That's a damn good point. Because if I see you going in and out, I know you up to something that possibly I could benefit from.
Exactly. And then I know your name already and a whole lot of stuff. People gonna be looking at other words. They ain't gonna be looking at me.
But you know what? But this is the crazy part right here. Somebody drug all three down to that damn basement. Shut your mouth.
Right.
So you still talking about work, dragging somebody down to the basement. How far is the basement from the second floor? Do you got to go through a lot of tunnels and stuff to get them to the place where they were found?
Now, did that man specify if he was right in front of the building, baby?
Oh no, he said he was right in front of the building.
Yeah, the building don't look like it was just no 2-3 story building. It looked like it was about 5-6 story building.
Right, but what I'm saying is where they were found in the basement could have what I'm saying is a lot of tunnels, like a lot of, depending on where they were put in the basement. You don't know where exactly in the basement they were put. How far as footage?
Well,
how long did it take?
I take it back. The newsman said they was on the third floor.
Second.
No.
Second floor.
No.
Second floor.
Second floor.
No, but see, that's the part where I got confused because so he said that basically they weren't killed upstairs; they were killed in the basement.
No, killed upstairs and drugged to the basement. That's what I read.
Right. No, but what I'm saying is the guy that I'm saying from what the guy said that was out there
on the ground. Okay.
He basically said that where one of them was harmed upstairs, so that left evidence that somebody was harmed upstairs.
Okay.
But the eyewitness that was there said that they were like took him from the third floor to the basement
Yeah. So that's why I'm sitting there saying you had help no matter what.
Yeah, you had help no matter what.
Had to.
You talking about dragging bodies? Then, like I said, you don't know how many feet the basement and where they were in the basement. We don't even know how big the basement is. The basement could have had a bunch of tunnels and what I'm trying to say, breezeways in different rooms in the basement.
Yeah, because you ain't lifting a body by yourself, and for two, you ain't orchestrating two other people down almost 3 flights of stairs.
That's deep, man. I'm telling you.
Right, all by yourself. You know what I mean? Like, so you gotta have help.
Okay, but let's go here. Let's keep it 100. Think about what we just said. I want you to think about something. What is wrong with what we just repeated? I want you to think about it sitting right in front of you.
Everything wrong with it because it's
Think about the setup. What is wrong with going to the basement?
I assume that they was wanting the rats to eat them.
Okay. If don't nobody know you here in the building, I don't got no connection to you in this building. The building don't got nobody living in it as a real building. Why are you taking them all the way to the basement? You kill them and just walk out.
Right. That makes a good point.
Because it's abandoned. It's not like you killed them in an apartment and you even be more risky if people were actually living in the building and dragging them down the hallway, knowing people could see. This makes no sense. Why are you dragging them down in the building already abandoned? You kill them and walk out and keep it moving.
Unless you know that people done seen these people coming in and out.
Bingo card.
And they know people gonna be coming.
That's the only time people conceal bodies is when they know they can be linked to the body.
Right. So
because they acting like they live there too.
They probably figure, okay, if they come looking for Joe, and Joe ain't in where he normally, the building abandoned. Okay, they gonna come up to the second floor, third floor, looking for Joe. He ain't in there. We gonna keep looking, cause we ain't gonna check the basement.
Right. But that means I got to also been hanging with Joe, because there's no need for me to take Joe to the basement if I can't be connected to him.
Do it exactly.
So there's somebody that know them.
Of course, they gotta be.
Yeah, this ain't no strangers.
Kind of like
they've been seen together. Whoever killed them, they've been seen with them. I bet. This is crazy, man.
And just imagine what we done sit up here and came up with, what the investigators said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
because they gonna say to themselves, it's abandoned. Why are you dragging them all the way down here to the basement?
They gonna get to the bottom. Then with the word of that 15-year-old, they gonna have it. They gonna have that story out pretty quick now. And see, the only thing that would have killed them was the two.
And he probably scared.
Where they hadn't been found for 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
That's a long time, man.
Yeah. But now they got somebody in custody. You know what I mean? Boom. That's something to build off of right there.
Lord. So let me ask you this. Do you think he did tell? Because the articles had two different versions, kind of like. So do you think the 15-year-old told where to find the bodies when he got pulled over in that car?
There was only two ways that they could have found them bodies.
Because I got two versions. They say, pull them over. That was the link to the building. And then they say, oh, we were already here investigating another investigation. So what is this, the dumping ground for dead people? Place to dump off and kill people?
It was either two things. He done told them, or the GPS led them back to that building.
Right.
And his phone GPS or the car GPS, either or.
Yeah, they pinged her car because it was moving around a lot.
Exactly.
In Warren, Michigan.
And see,
the car was moving around.
Nowadays, if you financing a car and you don't actually own it, like they putting GPSs on your car. So 9 times out of 10, if you financing any kind of car right now, you got a GPS on your car.
Okay.
And you know how easy it is to ping phones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The phones get in them cops' hands. They can backtrack your last 100 calls and your last 100 places of, cell towers. So.
Yeah. Wow. Just jacked up.
Yep. So it's either or. It's either the GPS or the little boy already talking. Like he probably talked the day they grabbed him, because he probably realized what was going on and the depth behind the situation.
Yeah, because we don't really know what his role is.
Right. And then who's to say, like, well, you looking at 3 murders? Well, I got the car here, or I found the car here, or
yeah,
I picked the car up here. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because they're saying in this last article that he's not connected to the missing people, but the car itself.
Right.
But so you got to just say what don't make sense about that is the person's name in his contacts who he's texting is the person that obviously got him to go get the car. So where did he go get the car from?
Right.
At that place or somewhere else?
And that's only because it's under investigation right now.
Yeah.
So they probably ain't trying to disclose too much.
Yeah, because I'm sure that boy will be scared for his safety.
Yeah, of course. I mean, because that's 3 families, that's 3 sons, that's 3 daddies, you know.
Yeah. And then he's probably in juvie hall, and people can get a hold of people to do all kind of things, if you know what I mean.
Right. And then if it was gang related, you know what I mean, that'd make it even easier.
Wow. Well, anything else you want to add? We 2 hours in. Anything you want to add from the first story to this story, or what? Did you finish watching? Did you finish listening to that whole video of him talking?
The guy the newscast guy?
No, this boy that got murdered.
Yeah, we
Yeah, nigga, that shit for the sauce.
had heard it. And
That shit for the hoes.
Okay, because they had 30 seconds left on it, 30-something
That
seconds.
shit for the hoes. Nigga, quit playing with me, nigga. I'm double certified. Who you playing with, boy? Throw that shit away, bro. Come on.
Oh, he telling me you could throw that shit away.
All right, bro, we gone, bro. I'm gonna catch up with you. Down, bro. All right,
Oh, and he got his thumbs down. The dude he talking to on the live. Yeah. I guess a thumbs down. I don't know. They throwing up gang signs. There is something very odd about this story.
Right. Nigga just tap it in right quick.
Okay. Go ahead. I'll let you finish out. I'm going to share this.
Yeah. I just feel like in a world that like I guess you can't be a rapper, a gang banger, or you can't sell stolen merchandise. You know what I mean? Like,
I bet he's too.
Or fabricated merchandise or whatever they wanted to call it.
Right.
But it's just crazy, man. But on a serious note though, like the story as far as like the Detroit, man, it's crazy because it's like the crimes that we have on ourselves is just pathetic. You know what I mean? I feel like it's too overrated, and I feel like we could thrive more as a culture if it wasn't as much. You know what I mean? And it's only because of stupidity. You know what I mean? Colors and flags and rap beef, and you know what I mean? Just so much.
Yeah.
They done made it so much to the point where it's like that's why it's happening every day, because it's all about small petty stuff. You know what I mean? Some of the smallest stuff.
Right.
And I just think it's taking a toll on us as a people. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
I think it need to stop at some point. You know what I mean? I know we all been screaming this for years, and y'all was screaming it.
But it's just bad. Everything. Just the violence itself with us ourselves.
Right.
Police brutality and African American people. Us getting mad, popping off over petty things, falling out over petty things, want to go get a gun. I mean, it's got to stop.
Right. And see, I ain't even get to the police brutality stuff. Man.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Us as men too, you know, us as black men, you know what I mean? Like we're up against eyes, and then with us killing each other, it's like, where can we go? You know what I mean? We up against so many eyes, you know what I mean? Like from fearing the police to, you know, some people not being able to get jobs, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, everything.
I still feel like, you know, feelings is crazy, you know what I mean? But that's a whole story for a whole day, you know what I mean? Society just crazy when it comes to us, man.
It's like every day it's a story. I mean, look at my phone before I can even catch my breath good. You know what I mean? To digest one thing that I just talked about or update on a story. Here comes another story, then another story. Just like today, I was going through the queue. Just all these missing kids kept coming up because I was trying to search for this one little young Indian girl that ran away, right? So then here come all these stories of kids missing from that same Conway, Arkansas town. Other kids missing. And I was just like, man, this is what goes on every day. Missing kids, missing grown-ups, murdered grown-ups. It's just like, man, these people just, if you can come back in your house and say you made it back whole, you doing good.
Right. Most definitely. Like making it home every night is a blessing, and waking up every morning is a blessing.
It is. Because I think a lot of people assume that nothing bad's going to happen to them because they say, well, I don't live this type of way, or I don't be involved with people, and I don't go to people's houses, and I don't let people come over, and I ain't on that date site. I ain't this. You can get gone any kind of way.
Right. These mass shootings, these be innocent people they be killing. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
These happen at festivals, malls. It happens everywhere. At grocery stores. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I mean, just because you don't live a certain life or you don't be around a certain type of people, don't make you invisible. Don't make
and a lot of people think that they are invisible. You know, it's like, that's not gonna never happen to me.
Right. When in our reality, it can't be walking at your front door.
Exactly. Because you don't know people. That's the point. You don't know your neighbors. You don't know somebody walking around the neighborhood looking for somebody, a car to break into or a house to break into. You can't never say nobody won't break in your house, won't nobody assault you.
No,
if you think like that, something wrong with you.
No lie, I was watching this thing on TV. These guys, they lived in the cabin. Their cabin was actually like almost 5 miles apart, but they had to share the driveway get to their cabin. And one of the guys actually tried to split the driveway because he didn't want the other guy on his actual property.
Okay.
Try to half in the driveway.
Yeah.
Pretty small. So the guy on the left trailer, the guy on the left cabin, he owned, I guess, like this big truck that made noise, and it messed up the driveway some kind of way because it wasn't nothing but mud and rock. The guy woke up the next morning, the other guy was at his front door, killed him right there at his front door.
He was at his front door and did what?
Killed him right there at his front door. It was
that's crazy.
For their neighbor or something like that.
So who did the killing? The one whose part of the driveway was messed up?
Yeah, the guy who felt like his driveway was messed up and was.
Yeah, he knew he did that. He knew he did that.
Yeah. He stayed and waited for the cops and everything. He told them what happened. A 60-year-old man.
Yeah. Hey, I ain't got nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah. But about a driveway though. You know what I mean? So it's
look. I put up on one of my shorts over there in the county, Wallen, Tennessee. They arguing about a tent in the yard. The old lady didn't want the tent up with the kids and said they were loud and this and that. Now she been getting threatening stuff from them, and they putting up nasty signs, FUB and all that. I said, see, all out of control over disturbances. The lady feel like you disturbing her.
Yeah, like I said, you can literally wake up the next morning and not know what your neighbor on, and boom. And you live no kind of type of life. You was just going to work, coming home.
Yeah. Because you don't know. And I tell people too, I know I be in my little moods. Like I was like yesterday, certain things just start aggravating me. Sometimes you don't want rest, I want quiet, I want I want to be able to think. That's my right though.
If everybody right,
yeah, you can't tell somebody there's times when you don't want to hear no noise, you don't want to hear nothing, and folks popping off and stuff, and people don't understand that. So it's like, right now it's just survival of the fittest mentally. It's just a mental game. Well, he fell off. Well, I'm going to end this stream. Thank you all so much for following the content. This was a 2-part live pertaining to 2 Detroit rappers and their friend was found in a Highland Park abandoned building, shot to death and taken down to the basement and discarded, and it was rat infested on that bottom basement. The second part of this live is also pertaining to a Vincent Jones, African-American man here in Knoxville, Tennessee, arrested for selling fraudulent designer goods. He had a storefront off of MLK. I have met Mr. Vincent before, previously out when I go out through the week to my little wing place, and he was usually in there, and it was kind of shocked finding out this week that he's been arrested for fraudulent goods, and also there's a case against him from back in 2018 pertaining to computer and food stamp fraud. I will be praying for him because, he seemed nice enough. I don't know everything about him, but nonetheless, we're all flawed. And $250,000 worth of fraudulent goods, Mr. Vincent Jones, 64 years of age. I do not know if he will plea it out or go to trial, but when I get an update, I will bring you that said information. Thank you, Mo Nasty, for joining me, and King Jizzle. He was on briefly. He fell off, and he's the brother of the young man you were hearing just now with ILM Entertainment. He and Miss Amelia. A lot to dissect. Please check out my other content, my community board for updates. Please check out my content I uploaded earlier. pertaining to a missing girl out of Conway, Arkansas. Tanvi, a young 14-year-old Indian girl, has been missing for 2 weeks. Issues with her parents' citizenship here in the States caused her to run off because the father may be getting laid off from his job, and he and the mother are wrangling with the U.S. government about their their visa status. Please check out that information and pray for them that they find their daughter, and also pray that they don't have to leave the U.S. I don't know the status of how long they've lived here, but I know that this country is way better than India, and I can't see anybody wanting to go back over there because that defeats the purpose of coming here to the United States to live. And naturally, that would be a great burden for a child to carry, thinking that they would go back and not be able to have their friends and have this life here, because this is a good life here. No matter what you're going through, you would not want to be living in Iraq, India, Africa. You wouldn't, because those people are trying to get out from over there. So I understand. Thank you so much. You all have a wonderful week. I will post a movie of the week. There will be a horror movie posted, The Haunt, and then I will post another regular movie for those of you who do not like scary movies. Please check out my community board for the said movies updates. And thank you for your time. You have been listening to The Vault XL. And thank you for my guests too. Thank you.